Well, another crazy week means another big shakeup coming in the power rankings. Who will still be on top? Who's going to be free falling? Let's dive right into these rankings and find out. Starting things off at number 10, we have the 4-3 Cincinnati Bengals, who were not ranked last week, beating the San Francisco 49ers. And the Bengals really doing a good job. They're starting to look better. I want to see more wins out of them outside of the NFC West, because those are the only 4 wins they have on the season, and the NFC West isn't really looking great this year, so there are some causes for concern there, but overall, I still feel like the Bengals are starting to come back. Joe Burrow is starting to heat up. He's starting to look better. The Bengals are looking generally decent at this point. If they can keep things rolling, they have a very high ceiling for the rest of the season. At number 9, we have San Francisco. The 49ers at 5-3 right now, not moving from last week despite losing to the Bengals big time, mostly because they did go out at the trade deadline yesterday and acquired Chase Young. Chase Young, if he can get back to form, oh my God, you got Chase Young on one side, Nick Bosa on the other. With all the other linebackers you have, that is a scary threat to face. So if Chase Young can get back up to form, and if this offense can start looking better, the Niners are scary. They could win out the rest of the season. At number 8, we have the Buffalo Bills, 5-3, down 2 spots despite the win because they just did not look convincing. They played really well, and in the fourth quarter, they just said, hey, we don't have to play football anymore, and decided they were almost going to lose the game as a result. In fact, they should have, but Chris Godwin didn't turn around to catch the Hail Mary. That is how bad it was. Buffalo, get your act together. You need to start playing more dominant football for us to move you back up in these rankings, because right now, you're playing soft football. At number 7, we have the 6-2 Ravens, up 1 spot from last week, as the Ravens did end up pulling out a win this week. And man, just looking at Baltimore, they are looking decent. They did beat Arizona, so there is a little bit of cause for concern there, but at the same time, they are still getting their groove. Now, there are concerns that OBJ is not really looking great with the team right now. He's not looking fantastic. So overall, there are some concerns in that regard, but ultimately, the Ravens just are starting to hit their groove a little bit more. If they can keep going offensively, then this team can go on and on and on and potentially be Super Bowl contenders. At number 6, talk about a rebound. The Dallas Cowboys, 5-2, up 1 spot from last week as they did get a huge win. Now, we could have very well moved them higher up, but overall, there have been a lot of question marks on the Cowboys overall in the season, and there are just, the teams above them are just on another level. Dallas has played really well against really bad teams. Whenever they play really good teams, they tend to struggle. So the question is, how will they fare this week? If they can play really well against the Eagles, great. That eliminates a lot of questions. But if they struggle against the Eagles this week, there are legitimate concerns about who this team actually is. So I'm not 100% sold on them. I feel like they're a solid, definitely top 10 team, but just a little concerning to put them in the top 5. At number 5, we have the 6-2 Jaguars, not moving after last week's win over the Steelers because, well, they really didn't play that great. They still won, but they did not play great. Jacksonville is on one of the biggest win streaks right now in the league. They are the hottest team in the league right now, and they are really starting to click. This team is looking like the Jaguars team I expected to see going into the season, where they would be winning and dominating games week in and week out. Now, they are getting a little more turbulence because of the NFC or the AFC South not looking a bit better than what people expected. Like the Texans, like Will Levis looking really good on Sunday. Hopefully he starts tomorrow night. I don't know if he is or not, but he better because he is looking really good. But overall, Jacksonville just starting to heat up and things are looking better for y'all. At number 4, we have the 6-2 Chiefs falling a couple spots because, well, we don't really believe they tried against Denver. They really should have done a lot better. But they feel like they didn't even try. They feel like they just came in and said, you know what, we're going to save our stuff for Germany next week, and we're not really going to try as much this week. And that's what it looked like happened. Now, if they lose in Germany against Miami, there is going to be a massive cause for concern with this team because I don't think Taylor Swift will be going to Germany. So that'll tell us right there. If Taylor's in the crowd, do the Chiefs win? If not, we'll have to figure out what's going on with Kansas City. But overall, looking decent after taking a rough loss. At number 3, we have the 6-2 Lions, up 1 spot from last week, as they did get a very convincing win, but I am still a little concerned about this team. The biggest concern I have for the Lions right now is the fact that they're not converting the yards to points. That was very evident on Monday Night Football whenever they put up almost 500 yards of offense, but only managed to put up 26 points and barely beat the Raiders by 12. So there are some question marks and some concerns for leaving teams in these games, but overall they do have a very high skill ceiling and they are finding ways to win these games. So you got to give them some credit in that regard. At number 2, we have the Miami Dolphins at 6-2, up one spot as well because Miami did get another win against the New England Patriots this week. But overall, once again, Miami has played really well against the bad teams. Whenever it comes to going up against the good teams, they struggle. So there's going to be a huge test this week for them in Germany playing against the Chiefs. Are they legitimate? Are they getting back? Are they settling in? Or are they just going to do what they always do against good teams and fold? At number 1, that leaves us the 7-1 Philadelphia Eagles, unchanged from last week because of a win. The Eagles just they're finding ways to win games. They're not looking amazing, but they are finding ways to win the close games. They are going to win them close. They're not going to win them amazingly, but this team does look like one that is starting to settle in a lot more than they did at the start of the season. The beginning of the season, they looked very sketchy. Now they're looking like they're starting to settle in a lot more. They're looking better each week. And I like where they're going, and I like the trajectory that this team is heading in. Well, that's about going to do it for me today. Just a quick reminder, at number 10, we have the Bengals, 9, the Niners, 8, the Bills, 7, the Ravens, 6, the Cowboys, 5, the Jags, 4, the Chiefs, 3, the Lions, 2, the Dolphins, and 1, the Eagles. Those are our official power rankings. And if you did like, don't forget to smash like and subscribe, as it does help me out a whole lot. Plus, we are only 6 clicks of that subscribe button at the time of recording this away from hitting the massive 400 subscribers. If you could help us get there, that would be absolutely insane and amazing. I would love you guys. And I guess with that, make sure you check out, if you haven't already, our tier list video down here going over where I believe each team stands heading into week 9. And I will see you guys later. Peace out and have a good one.